I have seen people make a lot of mistakes as concerning creating outlier accounts, handshake accounts, or with any other remote job platform out there. This tutorial today or this instructional video I'm making today is from the experiences, from the things I have seen people do in the classroom. I'm here to share with you what works and what does not work, especially on the ongoing bootcamp in our remote job community, which is Outlier. Yes, a lot of people have done various manipulation, even going against the things I said they shouldn't do, trying out new things. I wouldn't blame them for trying out new things. But then at the end of the day, those schemes do not work. So in this short video, I want to share with you what works and what does not work with Outlier. Okay? All right. Now, the first thing I want you to take into awareness is the fact that you cannot successfully own an account in Nigeria. Are you listening to me? You cannot own an account in Nigeria. An outlier account, can you do that? Some people think they can make fake IDs. There's some think they can buy it. I don't know who is offering you those services, but I want you to know it does not work. I am not telling you what someone told me. I am giving you a prerequisite information from the community. Are you paying attention to this? So it does not work. Fake IDs do not work. Fake information do not work. You cannot be smarter than that AI platform. Okay. So that's one thing to know. Now, if you ask me how are people in our community now owning accounts, then my answer to you would be join us in the community and you will know how we are able to have, manage, and work on outlier accounts, handshake accounts, and the various other AI remote job platforms out there. So, having demystified that number one myth and also saved you money from buying fake IDs or whatever manipulation you want to do, the next point I want to make here is this. Talking about outlier, you cannot manipulate screening. Are you listening? Yes, you cannot manipulate screening. Screening has to be done by the account owner. Are you paying attention? Okay, I know that in some of my videos you may have heard me talk about using RODPs. Yes, whether you're using RODP or not using RODP, it doesn't negate the fact that screening must be done by the account owner. Does that make sense? If you like, try to manipulate it. You will end up not having project. A lot of people keep complaining, ETA is this, ETA is that. A lot of yes, people keep failing it because there are a lot of manipulations around that project. Trust me, there are a lot of manipulation. No, and not just around that project. You notice that ETA seems to be like a default project for most people who have outlier accounts. Have you noticed that? Okay, now with all that manipulation going on, let me tell you something at this point. Some of the outlier accounts you have are already dead on arrival because you started the account creation with some manipulation, and outlier already knows about this. They are simply playing along. So in that case, it doesn't matter whether you passed the onboard questions or you don't. You simply failed. They will just label you failed. Do you understand me? So some of those accounts are already dead. It's not even about what you wrote on the onboard because yes, I saw it. A lot of people complained about it. I saw it. In fact, I failed two ETA assessments myself until I realized what I'm telling you, that some accounts are already dead on arrival, not even whether you wrote the assessment well or not. And one of the things that make the account dead on arrival is when there are a lot of manipulations around the creation of that account. Another myth I have to demystify here is if Outlier ever blacklist your account or bans your account or whatever, please forget these stories of deleting account and creating another one. It does not work. This is just okay. You will only believe this if you don't understand what a database looks like or how it works. If you ever wrote WAEC or any external body examination anytime in your life, if you ever go to that examination body again and enters your details, they will find you. Do you know that? They will find from their database that no, you once took this exam so time. That's especially if such service is meant to be a one-off service for life. Do you understand what I'm talking about? The same way Outlier knows if your details exist or existed with them. It is just that simple. Even when you think you deleted, you just simply deleted from your own side. They have a copy of that. They know what is going on. So those accounts where you delete and you no, forget about it. Is the account is already gone. You may just succeed, have an account again with the same details. But then what happens when you go to write the onboard assessment? You fail it. So don't make that mistake. Okay? Make things play fair, like do what you should do. If you do what you should do, you will get the result you are supposed to get. In fact, let me just tell you at this moment, to make these things work, you need a community. Yes, it's as simple as that. You need a community. Okay, you need guidance. It's as simple as that. At this point, I also have to demystify one remote job myth, I would call it. People think you don't need any skills to work online. You can just wake up any day and begin to work on the internet and make. Okay, no problems. If you think it's that simple, how come everybody is not working and making money online? Or don't you think they want to? Yes. You need mentorship. Nobody is a born carpenter. I told the people in my community just few minutes ago. Nobody is a born doctor. Okay, nobody is a born seamstress. These are skills we acquired by doing repetitive stuffs, by going through processes. Do you understand? So if you want to depend your livelihood online, you want to now earn money online as a remote worker, which is recommendable, very, very highly recommendable in 2026. One thing you must do is to acquaint yourself with this knowledge. Even if you don't want to join mine, find a very interesting, educating community where you understand the fundamentals, at least the skills that are necessary for you to carry out generalist roles in almost, if not all, remote AI job platforms. Do you understand me? If you are following my videos, you must have heard me say that the proliferation of AI will be or is accompanied with a proliferation of AI remote job opportunities. Do you understand? The way we make money have changed. The AI have changed the way we do things. Our values, everything is being redefined by AI. Of course, now one of the advantages here is that people can now work remotely and looking at it from this perspective, I think AI have created more jobs. You know why? The thing is, the more I make this video, the more I have more things to say, and some of these things I should simply reserve for members of the community. But then let's just look at it like this. Do you realize that most of the jobs you do in AI, remote job platforms, all these things revolve around annotation? In the community, we did a particular course, annotation, data annotation, where we talked about data labeling and other stuffs. You know, everything, in fact, 90% of the generalist roles you see in remote AI job platforms are, or in fact, they usually center around labeling, around annotation, which means that if you already have a reasonable understanding of these concepts before now, you don't or won't necessarily need to train to be able to do well in any of these platforms. But then, how many of you are tech savvy? How many of you understand this? I remember, in fact, being in this classroom though this is not the first time I have been an instructor for over 15 years, but I mean, in these few months of tutoring people on remote jobs and the rest of it, I see that the problem sometimes is not even about the job, it's people having their way. Do you understand? Or even a lot of them don't have expertise knowledge of Windows operating system or even Mac OS or whatever operating system they are using. They are just barely getting by on their systems. Do you understand me? So if you already know, understand these fundamentals, let me give you an instance. If you're a graphic designer, by now you must have come across terms like pixels, like resolutions, okay, like dimensions. Do you understand me? So when any AI platform is talking about these things, they are not new to you. Now imagine you're not a graphic designer or you know nothing about media and you hear those terms. You see that they sound a little new and you won't even know what they are talking about. The same thing applies every other place. So if you are into the digital space, you have great advantage here because whether you do more training or less, it will not sound like pigeoning, it will not sound like foreign to you, okay? Because you will be already acquainted with those words. So take data annotation very important. Data labeling, study, center your studies around those things if you want to be able to do very good in your, in tasking, in doing various tasks in various platforms. And you can join the community for the guidance you need and further clarifications and also getting signed up in your favorite job platforms. We have moved beyond Outlier now. We have extended to Handshake and we have also extended to other ones I will not mention in this video. The object of the community is to get you started on your favorite job platform. So if this one doesn't work for you, the other one will work for you. All you need to do is join, just be a member and get things working for yourself. And apart from getting things work for yourself, it is time for you to be really, really tutored, really oriented. Okay? It's time for you to be skilled up. Yes. So be in the classroom. Take advantage of this opportunity because it's not every time it's not every time we have time to train students. So take advantage of this opportunity now. Thank you very much. And if you have more questions, you can ask in the comment section and make sure you're following this page. Bye bye.